Hi, I'm Mike Hill with Trenton Consulting, and we've created these educational videos to help your company be the best it can be. In today's series, we're going to learn about project management in 2 steps. Step 1, how to create a project definition, and Step 2, how to create a project plan. So join me now as we learn about project management. So we're going to begin our discussion today talking about why it is so important to plan your project. You may not know this, but only 60% of projects come in on time in corporate America. So we want to plan your project in such a way to make sure that your project is on time and on budget. This 2-part series, in this first part, we're going to describe how you define your project. We use a simple 1-page planner that you can download at our website. And then we're going to go on to create an actual project plan, so that you can plan your dates and be more accurate with your project plan. So this form you'll see on the right side of your screen is a simple form we use at Trenton Consulting for more simple high-level projects. And it contains 5 important areas to describe for your project: an objective, scope, justification for your project, deliverables, and assumptions. We're going to go through each one of these so you'll better understand how to create a project definition. So the objective, here we're answering the question, why should we do this project? Now you probably have a project sponsor that you're doing this project for. You'll want to work with them to clearly define why you're doing the project. Next, we want to understand and define the scope of the project. Now, in my project experience, which expands over a lot of years, this is probably one of the most important parts of your project plan, your project definition. And it essentially tells your project sponsor what you're going to do, what you're going to accomplish in this project. But more importantly, it says what you're not going to do. One of the biggest failures with projects I've seen is where assumptions are made. The project sponsor has one set of scope in mind and you have another. You know, under this timeline, you can deliver this much of the project. They think that you're all powerful and can deliver much more. So we've got to be very clear with the scope of what we can and can't do. So in the justification section, we're going to answer the question, how are we going to measure our success? So if this is a project that's going to create more money at the bottom line, maybe a new product, maybe a reduction in expenses, maybe a software implementation, there may be some financial justification. Could be in the form of productivity, could be in the form of customer satisfaction. So whatever your justification, explain that here and then how you're going to measure it. Deliverables, what can the customer expect your project sponsor at the end of this project? What are some typical deliverables? Well, project plan, for example, that's your first deliverable, right? Let's say this is a software project. So you're going to deliver software and hardware and turn it over to the customer at the end of the project. Maybe it's a construction project, it's a building, maybe it's a new product. So at the end of the project, you're going to be turning over that new product. Next, we're going to outline assumptions, and this is almost as important as the scope we talked about earlier. We all make assumptions, and we rarely document them. We assume that when we order that hardware, it's going to come in on time. We assume on that construction project that there's not going to be significant weather delays. It could be staffing. We assume there's not going to be any turnover of staff or shortage of resources. So you need to define those assumptions so that if we do miss a project deadline and we made this assumption, we can go back to our project sponsor and explain specifically what it is that caused us, what assumption we made that caused us to miss that. And that way we have their buy-in at the end and they're not upset about a missed date. Well, the last thing, also very important, is to get your sponsor's signature. So once you agree on these 5 components of a project definition, make sure that they agree with you and sign off on your project definition. Well, believe it or not, that's really all there is to a simple project definition. Now, for more complex projects, go to our website and we have more detailed project charters, they're called, for larger projects. Well, in this next video, we're going to actually take you into a project plan and teach you how to create a Gantt chart with dates. If you want to learn more, you can always look at my book, The Extraordinary Business. Go to our website. We have downloads and videos there, TrentonConsulting.com. Email us at info@teamtrenton.com. Do us a favor and click like below or subscribe if you would like to be considered for future videos. Thanks for watching today, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.